Hello, everyone. Welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, a blue dot in a red state, utilizing tarot to offer insight into these very interesting times we have going on here in the United States. So I'm really glad that you're here and welcome. The focus of today's reading is going to be Sergio Gor. Okay, so this is one of Trump's chief whatevers, and he was in charge of hiring people in the administration, and also like for security clearances, even though he only had like an interim security clearance, and the whole thing, it was just like, and the reading I did was, is he a Russian asset? Like right now, just I think everybody in the Trump regime there is a Russian asset. So anyway, he has recently been named ambassador to India, where I think tariffs are getting ready to go in like 50% or whatever that is. And so when that news came out, it was like, Sergio Gor, that name sounds really familiar. I was like, oh yeah, I did a reading on that. So I went back and I watched that reading. I've made notes here. I'm going to read this to you. I was just, because I made notes. So I mean, seriously, it was like, I said in that reading, he would become a burden. He wasn't going to be fired, but rather moved somewhere else. And the reason I said that was because the Three of Wands came up and it said, he's going to be moved elsewhere. Well, that Three of Swords is the person standing there looking out to, in the, across the ocean. And that's an indication that he was going to be sent overseas. So that's just a great example of why it's nice to go back and see, okay, this is what I said, this is what the card said, and then this is what happened. And that Three of Wands, knowing that, oh, he was sent overseas. So anyway, that's what I just love going back and doing that. But I was blown away. I was like, holy crap. Because it was just kind of a fluff reading anyway. And so I'm finding like a lot of these fluff readings have kind of a lot of insight that comes out of them. The other thing that I was going to mention with Sergio is, when I did that reading, we hadn't figured out that that's where, like, they don't fire anybody. They just send them to be the ambassador somewhere. So at that point, only Kimberly Gargoyle, I understand her name is something else. I don't even care to learn how to pronounce it correctly. She got sent to Greece. We now have had Billy Long got sent to Iceland. And now we have Sergio Gor being sent to India. I want to know what happened and why. So a little bit of a follow-up, a little bit of a gossipy type reading. I say, anytime I say, oh, this is going to be a gossipy reading, it's like, this major stuff comes out. So we'll see what happens. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. What happened to Sergio? And of course, Trump did the, oh, we really like him. He's a great guy. I have my picture taken with a lot of people. No, I don't think he said that, but, how all that goes. He goes from, oh, he's a great guy, to barely knew him. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to say real quick here was, there was one more thing here real quick. There was a little nugget in there of how Trump isn't mentally stable and the vibe in the White House is just give him what he wants. We now know that is absolutely true. Okay, so Sergio Gor, what happened to his time in the White House? Why is he being sent to India? Okay. And the deck I'm using today is my Robinwood deck. The Here and Now, the World card. And here recently I've been reading this as Trump's death. So I'm going to try not to do that for this reading. Let's hope that there's like something more here that comes out. Disappointment, but yet hope. I wonder if it's like he finished up what he was supposed to be doing there. Because this is one of like you finished, like you've arrived, you finished, like he had a job to do, and now it's time to go on and do something else. That's kind of the feeling here, and it's also the challenge of I don't know that he wants to leave. I think he feels as though there was still more for him to do, and he doesn't want to leave. But very quickly, that that is such a pretty card in this deck. It's just so pretty. And the Ace of Wands, very quickly in the foundation. New ideas, new direction, very quickly, something. It also could be sending him over there to try to do something with the tariffs. The sunshine, like, oh yeah, we love, this was the messaging of, we love him. We think he's just great. Now, get the hell out of our country. And is this about, do they actually think he's going to be able to do something with the tariffs? Because he's not an ambassador. He doesn't have he does not have the skill set to be an ambassador. None of these people do. But yet, there they are. It's almost like, here's your vacation on the taxpayer's dime. So what is it is this about the tariffs and negotiating something with tariffs? The burden, and in that other reading, I did get that he would become a burden, and it was the Ten of Wands. The burden of something that he did, something that he saw in our country. This Page of Pentacles. And in other decks, the Page of Pentacles has the red hats. So a burden to MAGA, a burden to the MAGA agenda, a burden, and the Empress. I wonder if this isn't, because the Empress could be Mother Russia. Like he's got new directives. That's almost what I'm feeling, like the new directives. Because, it was suspected that he was a Russian asset. And after Putin saw Trump and his health, and it could be like, oh, he's not long for this world. We need to put you somewhere else. And so he's being moved somewhere else. What is this burden card? Why was he a burden? Why is there a burden card here? The burden. The money that in balance, money being given out. Information. Oh, I wonder if like he got all the information, like he's done all he could do in that role, so now he's gotten directives to go somewhere else, to do something else. He's finished up what he's done. And now it's time for him to go, work his magic elsewhere in India. Okay, anything else that we need to know about Sergio here? Winning at all costs. Look at what I did. And this is someone who is laughing about their winning, but yet the other people it's like, you didn't win. We just got tired of playing and walked away. It's kind of the feeling I'm getting from this is, how Monopoly ends in one of two ways. Either people get tired of playing and they just walk away, or they flip the board over. This is like, they just were, because any final messages, this is him trying to claim that he, victory, but it really is just like, no, we just got tired of you. I don't know if he's a very likable person. I mean, I just get like he's a burden. There's nothing, he's a Russian asset. Go, do other things in the name of Russia. Oh, this is interesting. I'm going to take a minute and look at these two cards, because here we've got the Phoenix rises out of the ashes, and then the wings here on the angel. So let me think about that. Yeah, it's just, and these are also major arcana. So What is this with him? The Judgment and the Temperance. Yeah, he's just kind of moving on to his next thing. Like, he reinvents himself. That's it. He reinvents himself and he's been told he has a directive to go do something else. So that's what he's going to do. And it's like promoting the Project 2025 agenda. You know, really not feeling a whole lot and getting a whole lot with him, other than I think that he got new directives from Putin there. And it's like Putin saw that Trump was in horrible health. And remember that, that reporting of Lion Caroline looking ashened after, that meeting of what did they see on that. Is this part, let me ask that. Let me ask that real quick. And then I'm going to be wrapping this up. Is Sergio being moved to India related in any way to what happened in Alaska? Is him being moved related to something that happened there in that Alaskan meeting with Russia and Trump, with Putin and Trump? Is this a result of that? Queen of Wands messaging. And also they were there supposed to be talking about Ukraine. That's what Trump thought that's what Trump thought they were doing. And how are we going to proceed forward with that? What is it that actually happened in that meeting? This is how we're going to go forward. The betrayal. Oh, if you don't do what I tell you, the betrayal. And to the government, to the leader. I don't know that this has anything to do with Sergio Gor, but I was asking about, that meeting. Like, did something, is Sergio being moved to India somehow part of that meeting? And it could, there was like, but what actually came up was Trump thought they were going to talk about Ukraine. And like, what's the plan here? What's the plan so that I can get my Nobel Peace Prize so I can get into heaven? And Putin was like, that's not what we're doing here. You are going to do what I tell you or else. The betrayal, and it's to the government. So that's what happened. And that Sergio, for him to be... Was he recalled? Was he recalled by Putin? Let me just ask that. Was he recalled by Putin to do? Was this Putin's bidding to move Sergio to India? Was this at the direction of Putin? And I'll just do 3 cards. Keeping things hidden. Position of strength. And the 6 of Pentacles is about in the higher energy, it's about having enough to give to others. This is also in the lower energy is like you're just doling out things, pennies to the people while you sit on your, on your piles of money. So there may have been like, it wouldn't surprise me if Sergio doesn't have like some oligarch benefactor out there who wanted him kind of out of the country before the shit hits the fan. That's kind of, that would not surprise me. But as far as, a directive from Putin, the directive I'm feeling from Putin is you will do what I say or else. And that came up there, the Chariot with the 3 of Swords was do what I say, and this is what we're going to do. That 6 of Pentacles could also be like, we want the sanctions lifted. Okay. So, yeah, I don't think Sergio, if he was part of that, it was as a favor to an oligarch who just wants him out of the country before the shit hits the fan. So anyway, that's what I'm getting today. I'm going to I'm going to link that original Sergio Gor reading so that you can see that. And usually I don't do tarot rewinds like 2 months apart, but this has been the perfect opportunity to do that. So the other thing that I want to mention is that in that video, that was also 20 pounds ago, and so far I'm 35 down, so yay me. I just wanted to point that out. If you're looking and going at that video, it's more stark in my earlier videos, like, is she losing weight? Yes, I am. So anyway, I'll put that Sergio Gor there. I may put a more recent reading for you to check out. Like, subscribe, share, all that great stuff. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch you on the next reading.